I want to say hello to you, greetings, shalom, assalamu alaikum, and to all of the greetings that are coming before us on this day. And to those of you who are just in a bad state in this life journey, my heart goes out to you. My prayers goes with you, and I hope that you will be able to come out of whatever you're going through in this time in your journey. So I hope also that in listening to this, that you will be able to get something from this, some encouraging words, something that would help uplift you, something that will move you in a positive direction. So we're going to have this conversation today before Freemasonry. And this is just my personal perspective in regards to being a Mason and being a black man first. I'm going to set the record straight. I'm a black man first before Freemasonry comes into play. I'm that individual who's looking to uplift individuals who look like me, who want to be successful, who's looking to do something in their lives. Those are the people that I'm going to surround myself with and want to be with. Now, I know some people agree to disagree with individuals that people hang around, but as long as that person is thriving to do right and trying to be right and whatever their cause is and on this journey, and I can assist them along the way, that's going to be me. That's going to be me long before Freemasonry. I mean, long before it. In retrospect, I know people like to get into the legitimacy thing, but I'm going to say this. Setting all of that aside, I'm a black man first and foremost, because even if you get pulled over by the police, they're not looking to ask you what Masonic organization you're a part of. They're not asking you that. They're not asking if you're legit or anything like that. They're seeing you as a black man first and foremost. That's it. Anything after that is icing on the cake or whatever that may look like. But I'm saying that to say this. Sometimes in this journey, you have to set aside all of your debates and disputes in regards to Freemasonry and look at the totality of the whole picture. The whole picture, not just some of the picture, but the whole picture. Because I like history, because history says a lot. It teaches you a lot. Because before anything else, before this thing we call Freemasonry, yeah, that.
I know, thank God.
That thing. You have to consider that thing that kept everyone. I mean, when you look at it, it irks me because I see so many black Masons who like to put Freemasonry before anything else. They do that. They do that, and I don't understand, where did that mentality come from? How did you get there? How did you get to a place in your Masonic walk that you would put Freemasonry before that you would put Freemasonry before your own people? I don't get that. I don't understand it. Maybe one day I'll get there, but I hadn't gotten there yet. And I try to understand in listening to people and trying to figure out, okay, so how did you get to this point? And I hadn't gotten there yet. So I say that because on this journey, and everything that I've come across, all the individuals I've come across, whatever nationality they may have been, I'm always treating myself as who I legitimately am. I'm not placing myself in situations, circumstances to be disrespected or rejected. Too many times, most of us find ourselves in rooms, and you're the only one. You find yourselves in rooms where you're the only one. Do you feel comfortable being in a room and you're the only one? Are you okay with that? Because I'm not. I'm not okay with that, because in this journey, if I ever got into a fight, I'm in an alley and I got some issues going on. I want someone who's going to be able to fight with me, not someone who's looking at me like, I don't need that. But a lot of times, a lot of us find ourselves somewhere in that vicinity. Welcome back, JC. I know you like to take up my time, and I know you love for me to call your name, and I do enjoy you coming on. And please, JC, hit the like button or hit a do not whatever button. What it does with the algorithm, it always brings people towards this way. So I appreciate you, JC, for coming and sharing your commentary. I really do, and I'm quite sure that you take this back to the Prince Hall Connection group, the group that I'm in, and you talk about this. So welcome aboard. Brother Nico, you don't have to delete him right now. Let him enjoy his time with us as he learns a lot in regards to Freemasonry and what it's like. I don't know JC's nationality or anything like that. He just comes on when I come on, just to leave a word or two. But back to what I'm saying with that. Oh, Sylvester said Williams go somewhere. You know what? I tell you what. If Sylvester, you want him to go somewhere, if Brother Nico, if you still on, you can go ahead and kick him off for a few minutes. I don't even care. I mean, because my thing is as I said before, when I came on here, I'm a black man first before Freemasonry. I'm for us first. So if anybody think anything different, you are hearing it from me. And it's not to say that I don't care about nobody else, but I'm for us first. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm hoping that one day a lot of us will see that first and foremost, because what has happened is that you would rather go and fight for somebody else's liberation, somebody else's equality, instead of fighting for your own equality and your own liberation. I'm not that guy. I'm not him. And for anyone to put someone else's equality and liberation before their own, you're a fool. And I sit and I watch people that look like me, born in this country. Families and friends and loved ones may have fought for liberation and equality during a time of the civil rights era, and even during this time. I see how you go fight for the Palestinians, but you don't talk about Congo. You don't talk about what's happening over in Africa. You don't talk about that. You don't go and say this or that and stand up for those people, but you're talking about the Palestinians. You're talking about how they're being genocide, the great genocide. Yeah, there's a genocide there, but there's also one in Congo. And my concern is for those who are over in Congo. My concern is for those who are still catching hell and they look like me. Plain and simple. Until I stop catching hell, then I'll be concerned about somebody else not catching hell. Plain and simple. It's not even something to really think about. Because as long as black men and women is catching hell, everybody else, I don't care. I don't. This is just me just letting you know so nobody will have a misunderstanding about anything. Like I said, as long as the black men and women is continuing to catch hell, I don't care about nobody else catching hell. When we stop catching hell around the world, then my concern would change and switch towards helping somebody else. I can't help you until I'm liberated and have equality. I can't do it. Now, if you want to join me in helping me in this aspect, or helping those who are in leadership in whatever organization they may be in, to fight for liberation and to liberate the people, that's fine. Do that, but don't wait on black people to take a stance and say that's wrong what they're doing to the Palestinians. Hell, it's wrong what they're doing to Congo. It's wrong what they're doing over in Africa right now. It's wrong, but it just seems that if we who are African Americans and black Masons and Sisters of the Order of the Eastern Star, our concern switches. We're more concerned about other ethnicities of people instead of being concerned about your own. I'm worried about what happens here in this country regarding the black man and black woman and our liberation and equality for justice under the law, because we're not treated the same. You're not. You have the law, but you're not given equal justice under the law. You're not. And for anyone to say that we are, you've lost your mind. You're not given equal justice under the law. If you got a little money about yourself, you might be able to swing that. You might. But even then, it's going to be difficult. So all I'm saying is, for those of you who are Freemasons, Order of Eastern Star, primitive rights, whatever other rights you may be, whatever other thing, the turtles, whatever that may be looking like, whatever that may look like, there comes a time when you have to consider putting your people in positions to win instead of to lose. Hear me again. You're going to have to start putting your people in positions to win instead of lose. So if I have to put a brother in a position to win, who looks like me, who's dedicated to the liberation and cause and fight of the people, I'm all in. I'm all in with my money. I'm all in with my time. I'm all in. I can't sit idly by and watch someone else and their people thrive and my people don't thrive. I can't do that. I try to make sure that if I spend my money, I'm going to spend it with people who look like me. I know a lot of you are afraid to say that. I know a lot of you are afraid to say it. You're terrified to say it. I'm not. I'm not. I specifically try and go and find places where my money is going to help someone who look like me to become that millionaire or become rich, if whatever that may look like. You know, that's me. I can't speak for other people, because how am I a consumer? A consumer. How am I as a consumer always giving my money to somebody else that doesn't look like me? And then I ask, well, why my people? Why my people? Is because I don't spend money with them. So no, it's not going to happen. My thing is, I don't care whether it's Masonically or whatever it may look like. If I know a brother and their lodge got a dinner going on, I'm going to support that dinner. I don't care who it is. I've supported the Prince Hall dinner. I've supported Modern Tree International, okay, PHO. I've supported their dinners. I've actually bought tables to their dinners, okay? I'm going to support that because I want to see them win. I want to see them win. I want to see them thrive and come up. I want to see that for my people. I'm specifically saying my people because a lot of times, a lot of us become afraid to say that. I'm not. I'm not afraid to say it. And I want that for my people. I want them to have the better things in life. I want that, not just for some, but for all, you know. And even if those who are homeless on the streets, if we can get them into a drug rehab, let's do that for them, you know. Now, granted, I ain't crazy. There's some who don't mind being on the streets. I've come across some who would say, nah, man, I'm good. I don't want that. I'm good. I'm good. I've come across them, you know. And I'm quite sure that you probably will come across some too. And that's okay. That's really, really okay, you know. But we really have to consider that. We really, really have to consider that. And I think what happens is at times we forget. We really, really forget. My thing is never to forget. Never to forget. Never forget what it took for those who have paid a great price for me to be in the position for where I'm at, no matter what it looks like. My choices, those who I surround myself with, have all contributed to me being the person I am today. I'm going to say that again. Where I'm at in life today is contributed to those who I've spent time with, who I've listened to, who have invested in me. I'm a reflection of them and their words, their guidance, their monies, and everything else. I'm a reflection of that. And I try to live up not only to what they, not only to their expectations, but to my own expectations, you know. But I find that a lot of us don't do that. Greetings, what's going on? Spirit of Justice, the Sigma. I likes that. I likes that. Yeah, what's going on? I hope everybody's well. Greetings to you. The Beyond name. All right, welcome aboard. So today, as we talk about beyond Freemasonry, the discussion and topic of today is from my perspective. I put my people first before Freemasonry. That's me. And I say that because I believe that in order for me to thrive and be successful, I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to do that. That's the community I live in. That's where I spend my money at. That's the people I hang around 98% of the time. However, when you leave this place and you find yourself in situations, circumstances where you're the only one, you have to carry yourself differently. I know some of you who work in the various industries, you find yourself being the only one in the room, and you do. You can't legitimately be who you are. You have to kind of be like a chameleon of such, because of the atmosphere in the room, because you're the one that's carrying that weight. And you can say whatever you want to say. You are carrying that weight, because that may be the only time that person is going to actually have a conversation with another black man or a black woman when they're in their room. So sometimes in life, you have to be able to put yourself in situations that's going to better those who are around you. I'm going to say that again. You as an individual in life sometimes have to put yourself in situations, circumstances that's going to better other people around you or your community, because that at that time you may be the only one. You may be the only one. You've heard it. You heard it. You know how you go out and somebody who look like you, African American, with the dark hue skin or light, whatever complexion, and shit get out of hand and gonna say, see, there you go again. There she go again. See there, they can't go nowhere and act right. No. You know, and I know that we are not everybody who's black don't think alike. I know that. But I also know that I'm a reflection of my community. I also know that when I go places, I might be the only one. I also know that when in my travels and I have the Masonic square and compass on, that may be the only time that individual would ever relate or talk to, especially if you're out of the country, somebody black. And I know that. So I must be able to reflect the community from which has helped raise me. You'll catch that on the way home. And so if you can't do that, then what is it for? If you can't reflect, if you can't, look, I know a lot of people talk about the hood and the ghettos. I'm from the hood, I'm from the ghetto. And that's okay until you get out of the hood and ghetto and see something different. I'm gonna say that again. For those who like to promote the hood and the ghettos, that's cool if that's what you like. But when you leave the hood and ghettos and you see something different, you may not never want to go back to the hood and ghetto. That's a fact. Because if it wasn't, why are you fighting so hard to get out of the hood and the ghettos? A place where the ratchet people live. I said it, the place where the ratchet people live. And I'm not saying that everyone there is ratchet. I'm just saying that when you think of the hood, when you think of a ghetto, you don't think of a pleasant place. You don't think of a place of comfort. You don't think of a place of pleasantness. You don't think of that. You don't see that. And that's what I'm saying. You have to be able to move outside of there and put yourself in places where you can change your whole thought process. And when you get there, you're going to see something, man. You're going to be like, yeah, I should have been here a long time ago. Absolutely. You don't see people who have made it out of the ghetto go back and just live in that same house. You will get killed. You will get slaughtered. That's simple as that. It's okay to go back and bring somebody along with you, but sometimes even those individuals like it and love it so much that you got to leave them there. Just like a tree that grows up, that comes up. Every limb that came up with that tree is not necessarily going to stay with that tree. Every leaf ain't going to stay with that tree. There comes a time and season when that leaf is going to fall off and a new one is going to come on. And so as it is in life, and so as it is in this thing we call Freemasonry, because, even in my journeys, even in my travels, I've seen so many brothers, good brothers and bad ones. Yeah, there's some bad brothers. There's some brothers I will not talk to. I mean, I'm done. Not because of something you have said, but it's your actions. I can't do it. It's your actions, you know. And I leave it at that. I will leave it at that. Your actions, I can't do it. Can't do it at all. But as we grow, as we mature, you're going to begin to see things differently if you're serious about the craft. If you're serious about the craft. Some of us are not serious about the craft. Some of you do not apply those symbolic working tools to your life journey. You're too busy debating and arguing over simple shit instead of looking at how this can actually help transform you, how this can actually carry you on the waves of life. Because there's no straight line. It's waves, baby. This thing is waves. And when you get there, you'll understand exactly what I'm saying. Because right now today, there are individuals who are Masons and Eastern Stars, and you are catching hell. You're catching hell. And when you try to share your experience and tell a brother or a sister, hey, I need some assistance, I need some help, they're like, fuck you, I don't want to deal with you. I ain't messing with you. And they do that. And you often wonder, but I thought we was brothers of the craft. I thought we had a sisterhood here. Nah. Long from it. Long from it. Long from it. This is why when you invest, when you spend your time and energy in something, something should be able to be returned to you. It should be. Absolutely. The ghettos now is different from the ghettos of the 50 years ago. There is no respect for the elderly. And I can agree with you on that. I can agree with you on that. Past king, absolutely. Absolutely. But even then, when you think about it, and I'm going to agree with you, I'm going to take you, I'll say 60 years ago, because 50 years ago, okay, I can go with 50. I can go with 50 years ago. And why would you say that it's different? You said no more respect for the elderly. Absolutely. There's that the civility of things have been cast away. I'm gonna say that again. The civility of things have been cast away to people don't know how to communicate effectively with one another. We have glorified death so much till it doesn't even bother you to see somebody slaughtered. It doesn't bother you to hear about somebody that got their chest wet, or somebody's life taken, or they or turned it, as a new word. And not long ago I heard somebody got their TV turned off. It's crazy. But as a Mason, I should be able to go in and this is my opinion now. I should be able to, when I'm around young people, to reflect a light that is in them that is covered by darkness. But once they see me and understand the light that I carry, they should want to know, hey, how did you get, man, I like that compass and square, tell me about that. And as a Mason, I should be able to reflect and tell these young people, this organization that I'm in, the brothers I deal with, this and that, give it to them. Stop withholding your light, your information, your knowledge. Stop doing that. All I'm saying is that for the young people, stop holding your light and your knowledge from the young people. They deserve to have some of that. You don't have to give it all to them, but give them a little bit. Say, man, you know what, this fraternal order that I'm a part of, the Freemasons, I would say when you get 21, when you get 18, I think that, it will assist and aid you. But you got to be able to put something back into it. Well, what am I going to put into it? Your time and your energy. That's more valuable than anything. It's more valuable than money. Your time and your energy. Once you understand that and begin to reflect and put that into the organization, your lodge, you're not going to have time for small-minded debates on who's who. You're not going to have time for it, because you're going to see the bigger picture in your growth, in the worldview of how you are able to stand up and be the man with your chest out and have a backbone. So when someone asks you a question, you can answer the question without being so feeble-minded and you're not able, I can't answer that. What do you mean you can't answer that? No. I was watching the president I want to say from Morehouse, as the students was asking him, why would he support and bring President uh, 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 Joe Biden to be the commenced speaker when you know that he's participating in the genocide of the Palestinians? And my thing would be, well, hell, what about reparation? What about Congo? You know, that would be my thing. Instead of saying, yeah, you know, he's participating in the genocides of the people of Palestine. I understand that. But what about Congo? What about the liberations of black Americans? What about reparations for black Americans? What about the HBCUs who don't have enough money to sustain itself, while you got other colleges with endowments in the billions? I'm just saying. I'm just conscious to what I see and how I can participate and help some type of fraction of a change. Don't just sit idly by and not talk about it. And that's the thing that got us all twisted. They'll tell you as a Mason, you shouldn't talk about politics. You shouldn't talk about religion. Why not? Oh, it causes, it doesn't. If you are a man and a woman about yourself, you already know how to carry yourself. You already know that you're going to agree to disagree, but we don't have to fall out. We don't have to get so angry and so mad at each other that we can't speak to each other over a simple damn disagreement. If that is true, then you was never friends in the beginning. You never really cared for each other in the beginning. However, if you're able to say, you know what, I can see that from your point of view. I can get that. And then somewhere along the line, you find that neutral ground where you're able to come together and work for the benefit of humanity. That's what it's all about. You know? That's what it's all about. Too many times, we who are black Masons and Eastern Stars, we don't get involved. We don't get involved. We sit idly by and have our banquets and have our workshops and do all of this stuff, and shit is popping off. Real talk. Now just think about it. If we participated in the very thing that is going to help liberate us, bring equal justice and change some things. Just think about that. Because there are individuals within the framework of the black diaspora of Freemasonry that are in different positions. And maybe their voice can be heard for the people. Maybe the voice can be heard for the people if we get behind them. And there are some that are not worth getting behind. Let's just be honest. You know, everybody that looks like me is not for me. They're not. There's some are looking to help to my demise. But somewhere along the line, we're going to have to change that. We're going to have to look at this whole thing from another perspective as we grow, as we move forward, as we mature. It's just unreal what we do in regards to the liberation and equality for the people. You know, this is why for me, I try to work with different groups and organizations within my own community. Just to name a few, I try to work with the Black Police Officers Association. Yeah, I said it. The Black Police Officers Association. Yes, indeed. I try to work with them to get a better understanding of what's happening in my own community. Okay, the Black Nurses Association. Work with them too. Different groups. I My Brother Keeper is another group here. I'm involved with, and I do that. How you doing, young lady? Oh, you said it right there. Good. You said it. Great day. To do that, you know, and when you're able to do that and you function that way, things change. It really does. It really changes. If you don't support those who look like you in different positions, that's going to help benefit those around you, those that can actually come up, then what is it for? What is it for you to have a black mayor, but he doesn't invest in that community that he came from? What is that like? You need not even put him in office. We need to start thinking politically. We need to start thinking and using strategies that's going to benefit those that look like you in your community, because they do it. They tell you not to. They tell you quick. Oh, you shouldn't talk about that. But they're doing it. They're using it. Trust me. And you should know by now that they're using it. They're using every situation to put themselves in a winning position. Who don't want to be in a winning position? That's why some of you join Freemasonry. I said it. That's why some of you join the Freemason and Eastern Stars, to put yourselves in a winning position. You'll catch that on the way home. You know, and this is why it's important that we have to change our mindset. How you doing? And putting yourselves in a winning position. Plain and simple. Absolutely plain and simple. Because if you don't put yourself in a position, you're going to always find yourself being talked about. You're not going to be at the table. They're going to talk about you at the table. I want to be at the table making decisions that's going to affect my community, that's going to help enhance my community, that's going to put those who look like me in a winning position. Look at the laws that they're making and coming up with now. Right now, I want to say New Orleans, Louisiana, somewhere in that area, in that territories, they're saying now that if you get pulled over, this is going to be the new law pretty soon. If you get pulled over and you don't have ID on you, the police has the right to arrest you, take you to jail, fingerprint you until they find out exactly who you are. What? Yeah. You can go look this up right now. If you don't believe me, go check it out for yourself. This is because we don't have anybody in that position to say, hey, hold on, pump your brakes. Pump your brakes. Then, not only that, in Mississippi, there's a place right now that is looking to separate themselves and make their own little nest egg in the midst of Mississippi and say, look, we want our own police force, we want our own judges, we want our own rules and regulations that's going to govern this community outside of everything else. And you guys thought Farrakhan was crazy when he said, give us land and let us govern ourselves. They're doing it right now. And nothing is it's not really talked about, but it's happening. Greetings, George. How you doing, brother? You know, this is why that's just a way to put you in the system, period. Absolutely. Absolutely. That is a way to put you in a system, period. You know, but there are rules and laws that are being made in these states and various territories and towns and cities that's not for you. They ain't for you. They ain't for you. But you don't want to vote. I don't want to vote. But you know, some judges are elected through voting, but you don't want to vote. Some police chiefs are elected through voting, but you don't want to vote. Oh man, they ain't gonna do nothing for me. If you're in a small town and you have a right to elect the police chief, you better get your ass out there and vote. And don't be asking, man, I don't know why they do us like that. You don't participate. And I'm not saying it's going to be all glory, all righteous. I'm not saying that. But in order to have an effective operation within a system that doesn't really give a damn about you, you need to check the system. You need to check the system. Plain and simple. But until we change our way of thinking and really begin to unify, I say unify. We can agree to disagree when we unify. But when you do that, at least you have some idea of how to be on code. Some of us don't know how to be on code. You don't. And as a Mason, you should understand how to be on code. Let me tell you this. If I was around a lot of Masons, and there was a modern free, there was a PHA, a PHO, ancient free, and we was all standing there together. And let's say everybody else, there's a group of Masons, but we're not in the same lodge. And it's all of us, and we all black. I'm not going to point that brother out. I'm not going to say, I don't recognize him. I'm not going to put him on blast to benefit myself or somebody else. It's a damn shame that we do that today. It's just me. My thing is, if we're in a room together and there's everybody else, we're together. We're just Masons. Fuck a jurisdiction. We Masons, okay? I'm going to say this again. If I'm in a room with Modern Free, International, PHO, PHA, and there is 5 of us, we're all there together, and there's a room full of Masons from other places, I am not going to try to out anyone to say I'm better than anybody there amongst us. Because when they look over and see, they ain't, are you PHA? No, I'm a Mason. Are you International? No, I'm a Mason. Are you Modern Free? No, I'm a Mason. Are you PH? I'm a Mason amongst other Masons who are here. I'm not going to out you. I'm not going to try to embarrass you. I'm not going to try to put my foot on your neck so somebody else can take pleasure in the pain that I'm causing you. And we do that too much to each other. You know? Nope, I'm not going to do it. I have been raised on both sides, PHA and Ancient Free, and there are interesting differences. I'm quite sure there are. I won't doubt that. But as I said before, I don't care what the differences are. When I'm in a room, I'm on code with everybody that look like me in the room. And I'm not going to try to embarrass, take down, or make any other gestures to say less than. I'm not going to do it. Too many times that's already happening to you. You know? Like you said before, some have a gang mentality. Amen. My man, the Bible is the true power. Jesus is only the priest. And what? Oh yeah. I'm almost done with this lunch break. Hey, it's a pleasure seeing you. You still selling? You still selling the African?
I got your size.
Okay. You going to pharmacy?
Yeah.
I'll stop through.
There's an event tomorrow I want you to come to.
What you got going on tomorrow?
You know where City Heights Park is?
Yeah.
City Heights Library Annex.
Uh-huh.
It's called Accent to Kemet. It's a good program.
Okay. What time?
12 to 5. No, 11 to 5.
I should be able to make that. I'm out of here at 2:30.
Perfect.
All right. I'll talk to you when I come through there.
All right.
That's one of the guys I know from playing ball back in the day. Don't gotta bring Jesus into our lives cause he ain't black. I don't know what Jesus y'all talking about, but he looks like me. I don't know what God you're talking about, but he looks like me. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Fake Masons talking about Mason principle. But yet you are here. And I love people who come here and say that. Vegas Mike, your bail bondsman. Yeah, I'm glad you're here. You know, maybe you can learn something. Or as a matter of fact, I believe that I can invite you up, but you're too afraid to come up. So I'll let you be where you at, Vegas Mike, your bail bondsman. I'll let you be where you're at. You know, it's people like you who don't understand the principles of Masonry. It's people like you who come on this channel and then try to take it over by making those comments like that and take the time out of really looking at life journeys in the true essence and principles of Freemasonry. So Vegas Mike, your bail bondsman, welcome to John G. Jones Research Lodge number 147, where you are able to capture and maybe learn something that you have never learned before. Welcome. You know. But with that being said, look, I've been on here for a little while. I gotta go. My lunch is up. But I appreciate each of you for coming on. And to my friend and my dear brother, Fahim Knight, my prayers are still with you. And I'm hoping for a speedy get well soon. Okay? Peace and be well to everybody. And thank you for coming on. And I hope that when you go back and you watch this, that you will be able to grab something out of it, because it is time out to stop with the back and forth in regards to a whole lot of things and look at it from a whole position, not a half position, a whole position. Okay? Until next time, peace and be well. Bless.